Hi everyone, this subject is all about training and development. To start with, let's study the context that involves the introduction on training and development. Now, what is the importance of training? There are many challenges and opportunities in the workplace today. Training equips individuals with necessary knowledge, skills, and abilities, and training serves to attract employees to companies, engage them, and promotes retention. Training helps to create a competitive advantage as well. Now, what are the key components of learning? You can see here a figure, but you can see at the center, we have the learning human capital that goes to the performance improvement to reach business goals. And the outside core, we have the formal training and employee development, informal learning, and the knowledge management. So let's study one by one. What is learning? It is acquiring knowledge, skills, competencies, attitudes, or behaviors. Human capital involves knowledge, advanced skills, system understanding and creativity, motivation to deliver high-quality products and services. Training facilitates learning, job-related competencies, knowledge, skills, or behavior. And development is a future focus that includes formal education, job experiences, relationships, and assessments. The formal training and development developed and organized by the company. Now we have also what we call informal learning, that is learner-initiated, occurs without a trainer or instructor, motivated by an intent to develop, does not occur in a formal learning setting. The breadth, depth, and timing is controlled by the employee. And out of it, we have two types of knowledge. We have the explicit knowledge that is well documented, easily articulated, and easily transferred from person to person. Primary focus is on formal training. Then the tacit knowledge, we have the personal knowledge based on individual experiences that is difficult to codify. And it is facilitated by informal learning. The knowledge management are the tools, processes, systems, structures, and cultures to improve the creation, sharing, and use of knowledge. I'll see you a figure on the systematic training design. The first step is conducting the needs assessment. If the needs is for organization, person, or task. Step 2 is ensuring employers' readiness for training. We have the attitudes and motivation, and of course, the basic skills. Then creating learning environment. We have the learning objectives, meaningful material, practice, feedback, community of learning, modeling, and program administration. Next step is ensuring transfer of training. We have the self-management, of course the peer and manager support. After that, you have to develop an evaluation plan, identify learning outcomes, choose evaluation design, and plan cost-benefit analysis. Then select training method, either traditional or e-learning. Then monitor and evaluate the program by conducting evaluation and make changes to improve the program. Now, these processes will be discussed on the next preceding chapters of this subject. You can see here the ADDIE model. The ADDIE model starts with analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. Now, what are the forces impacting learning? We have the economic cycles, globalization, value of intangible assets in human capital that focus on links to business strategy, changing demographics and diversity, generational differences, talent management, customer service and quality, emphasis, new technology, high performance models of work systems. Now let's start with economic cycles. In difficult times, companies may be tempted to reduce training expenditures. However, doing so may be detrimental. For example, companies that used more selective staffing and training before the recession of 2009 performed better and recovered more quickly. For globalization, global companies must find talented employees. Expatriates require training for success. Individuals from different countries come to the US for low-skill work and highly technical positions. And there are pros and cons of outsourcing. Intangible assets. It involves human capital, customer capital, social capital, and the intellectual capital. Now, what are the implications? Knowledge workers are becoming more important. A greater focus on employee engagement is needed. There is an increasing need for companies to become learning organizations. Next is links to business strategy. Given the importance of intangible assets and human capital, training has greater strategic importance. Training is no longer an isolated function, but rather an integral part of business success. Different companies have different strategic training needs. One size does not fit all. You need also to consider the racial and ethnic diversity. The U.S. labor force will continue to grow more racially and ethnically. The projected annual growth rates are higher for Hispanics and other groups than for African Americans. And by 2022, the workforce is projected to by 78% Caucasian. That was another country. But here in the Philippines, there are many racial or ethnic diversity that we can see here. We have the Koreans, the Nigerians, and so on. We need also to consider the aging workforce. You can see from the figure that from 2012, it gets lower or higher by 2022. I mean, by 2022, it gets higher from the age of 55 years and older. Five generations at work in 2022. We have the traditionalists, baby boomers, Generation X, Generation Y or millennials, and the Generation Z or the digital natives. So there were different kinds of people inside the organization. That is why we need to consider those things. Then managing diversity. When we speak of diversity, it's the differences. We need to communicate effectively, coaching, training, and developing, and provide performance feedback that is free of stereotypes, and recognizing and responding to generational differences, allowing employees of all backgrounds to be creative and innovative. Now let's deal with talent management. It is a systematic, planned, and strategic effort by a company to attract, retain, develop, and motivate highly skilled talent. The key components is acquiring and assessing employees, learning and development, performance management and compensation. It's important for a number of reasons: changes in demand for certain occupations and jobs, cognitive and interpersonal skill requirements, anticipated retirement of baby boomers, and developing managerial talent. Now let's move on with the service and quality emphasis. The first one is the total quality management. Company-wide effort to continuously improve the ways people, machines, and systems accomplish work. We have also the quality standards that involves the Baldrige National Quality Award, and of course the ISO 9000-2000. Here is the Baldrige award criteria: leadership, measurement, analysis and knowledge management, strategic planning, workforce focus, operational focus, results, customer focus, and of course, the Six Sigma. It is measuring, analyzing, improving, and then controlling processes once they have been brought within the narrow Six Sigma quality tolerances or standards. Now let's move on with new technology. Technology has changed how we train. Before, we only train manually. Now we can already attend trainings through webinars with the use of technology. Training can occur at any time, anywhere. Training is more consistent and more realistic. More individuals can now be trained and knowledge can be shared by readily, and trainers' roles have evolved. Many organizations use blended training methods, and it is happening today. Now, what are the challenges with new technology? Not all trainees may be comfortable with technology. Why? Because not all trainees have the same age, and not all trainees have the same passion when it comes to technology. It may be difficult to engage trainees and ensure compliance with training. Some trainees may desire greater live interaction with trainers. Then we have the high performance systems. We have the work teams. Employees interact to assemble a product or provide a service. We have the cross training, training employees in a range of skills to fill roles needed to be performed. We have the virtual teams, teams separated by time, geographic, and organizational boundaries. Now, what are the snapshot of training practices? Direct expenditures have remained stable. Increased demand for specialized learning that includes professional or industry-specific content. Use of technology-based learning has increased. Self-paced online learning is the most common technology-based learning. Technology-based learning has helped improve learning efficiency. It has resulted in a larger employee learning staff member ratio, and the percentage of services distributed by external providers has remained the same since 2010. Now, what are the training roles? We have the learning strategies. They determine how learning can be used to align with business strategy. We have also the business partner, who uses business knowledge and industry expertise to create training that improves performance. Then we have the project manager that plans and monitors delivery of learning and performance solutions to support the business. And the professional specialist designs, develops, delivers, and evaluates learning and performance system. And that ends the introduction to training and development.